how my client went from freaking crickets to people buying on repeat, where literally her DMs were packed full of women wanting to work with her. And this was months after she was just like, I remember when we spoke for the first time, she was like, I just don't get it. I'm just not making the level of sales that I know I could be. I feel like, I should be making more money by now. I'm so consistent. I'm posting religiously on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm making videos. I'm doing live streams. Like, I'm sending emails. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be making more money, more sales, that I should have more inquiries by now. And months later, that's exactly what happened. And I wanted to talk about the in between. Like, how did she go from literally having hardly any interest, nobody really reaching out to her, nobody really interested in her work, nobody actually wanting to buy from her, to literally a few months later, people flooding her inbox and saying they want to buy from her, and then her literally selling 5K packages, like, consistently. So the big thing I asked her, and obviously we did a lot of deep mindset work as I coached her over those months, right? It was one-on-one coaching. But one of the many questions we dove into that is absolutely essential if you want to go from making only like a few sales to absolutely a buttload of sales is I asked her, like, look, like, you're asking your audience, you're asking your following, you're asking your prospects and your leads to believe in your program. You're asking them to believe in your package. You're asking them to believe in your offer, right? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, cool. And do you believe in your offer? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, but that's the point. You're not convicted. You don't feel a sense of certainty. There isn't this level of absolute belief that what you're selling is highly valuable to your future client. Like, there's still so much sort of shaky, wobbly energy when it comes to your product. And so I almost said to her, like, why should other people believe in your product more than you do? And it was a really interesting thing. And obviously I built rapport over several weeks with this client. We'd done so many hours of coaching already by then. So me asking her that question was not a way for her to just feel like, oh my God, I'm a terrible person, but much more in a kind of like, I'm calling you forward. Like, I'm calling you out. Like, we expect all of these other people outside of us to be buying our offers and our products and our services. And we're asking them to believe more in our product than we do ourselves, right? And then, in my view, it's not surprising at all that someone like that who runs that kind of business isn't seeing the level of inquiries, the level of leads, the level of prospects, the level of paying clients that they desire, because they are not in conviction around their offer. And so, even before I go any deeper with regards to this client, I want you to ask yourself right now, like, do you feel convicted about your offer? Do you feel like everyone who is obviously an ideal client should buy it, like, right away, right now, today? Do you feel certain in your product? Do you feel absolute conviction when you are pitching your product, when you are presenting your offer? Do you feel like so convicted, so much genuine belief about what it is that you're selling? Do you believe that it will solve your client's problem? Do you believe it's going to resolve their issue? Do you believe in the, like, crazy levels of value in your product and service? And do you believe that it'll offer 10 times more value than what you're pricing it at? I'd love for you to just, pop that comment in below. Like, let me know in the comments right now. Drop a comment and tell me yes or no. Like, yes, I believe wholeheartedly in my product. I have such strong conviction around it. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly, like, how much value it's going to provide for people. I believe in it with, like, every cell of my body. Or is it a no? Like, deep down, if you're being really honest with yourself, you don't feel that level of conviction, of certainty, of confidence when it comes to the value of your product or service. So that's something that I was like toying, playing with her around, because I was like, look, like, we need to take that upon ourselves. We're asking our prospect, we're asking for an email subscriber, we're asking an audience member to believe in our product more than we believe in it ourselves. And that's where I was like, we need to take radical responsibility, and we need to turn the tables on ourselves. We need to put a mirror in front of our face and be like, hey, stop expecting other people to buy from you, and you need to start buying from you. Like, you need to be sold on you. You need to be sold on your product. You need to be sold, convicted in your service, in what it is that you're pitching and selling and presenting to the public, right? So this is something her and I played with a lot in our coaching, where we started building that level of conviction behind her offer, right? And one of the many ways we did this, and obviously there are so many things that we do, and obviously we also go into like her limiting beliefs and her fears and her blocks, like her own subconscious stuff that's like making her feel like maybe I'm not enough as a business owner, let alone my offer. Like, there's a lot of insecurities that can come up, like self-worth stuff, and that's something that I obviously coach on. But beyond all of that, something I got her to do is I was like, I want you to write a page worth, like, 10, 20 reasons as to why an ideal prospect, so not just some random person, but somebody who really has the exact problem that you're offering a solution for, why they would be 10 times better off buying your product today and not waiting even a single second longer before buying your product. Like, writing a list of reasons as to why your offer is literally the bomb. That, like, writing a list of reasons as to why your future client would be 10 times better off for buying your product or service. And you might think, oh, this is so easy to do. And the truth is, most of us haven't really done this work. We haven't become sold on our product. We're expecting other people to be sold on our product, but we actually haven't spent enough time really standing behind what it is that we're selling, really backing our own work, really backing our own solution to the problem, right? So I got her, that was one of the many things I got her to do. I got her to literally list out as many reasons that she can think of, and like a page's worth. So I've got like an A4 paper, write down everything you can think of, right? Why this future potential client would be 10 times better off after buying her product or service. Then I asked her a follow-up question, which was, I want you to write a list of at least 10 things that is basically how it's costing her client or her future client, her prospect, what it's costing them not to have her product in their life right now. So how it's costing them emotionally, how it's costing them financially, what it's costing their relationship, what it's costing their body, what it's costing their mental health, and what way it's costing the rest of their life or people in their lives. Like, literally looking at how are they currently being negatively affected and what is it costing them not to have her product in their life right now. And I got her to like write all this out. Again, you might be like, oh, that's so easy to do. This will build so much conviction in your product, in your service. This is what's going to make you feel genuinely so strong around what you're offering, rather than feeling this kind of like wobbly kind of energy where you're not actually feeling a strong level of conviction when you are selling. And let me ask you this as well. If you did have insane levels of conviction around your product and service right now, if you believed in it so freaking much, like if you felt so strongly, like you felt obsessed about your product, you were so certain, like certain that it would solve your future client's problem, and you believe that in like with every cell of your body, you believe that with so much certainty, like in every bone of your body, you were like, oh my god, I believe in my product so freaking much. I know it's going to solve their problem. I know it's going to add so much value to their life. I know they need to buy this. If you felt that way, you tell me, how do you think that would change your marketing? How would it change your copywriting? How would it change your Instagram reels? How would it change how you sell on your Instagram stories, how you sell on YouTube, how you sell on Facebook, how you sell in public, how you sell on a sales call? If you had that level of certainty and conviction around what it is that you're selling, imagine what that would do. Because then you're not convinced, you're not trying to convince other people. You're not trying to force people, because it's like you believe in it so wholeheartedly, and you have such a strong level of certainty and conviction around it that you're not trying to convince anyone, because you already believe it. So there's no more of this like forcing, convincing, forceful energy. It's much more this like deep, solid, grounded energy of like, oh my gosh, like this is going to change your life. This is insane. This is, and you just feel it. And people can then feel that. And people can literally sense your level of certainty around what it is that you're selling. And that is literally how you're going to sell so much more. So we did all kinds of exercises like this with my client. I also dug deep into her actual limiting beliefs, like I said before, her subconscious like mind, all of the kind of internal blocks that are not necessarily conscious to us, but if you dig deep enough with coaching, you uncover things that are kind of under the surface. And that's more often like based on you and what you believe about yourself. But anyway, we dug into that. We did the list that I suggested that you do. And her level of conviction went through the roof. And it felt so raw and grounded and solid and down to earth, whereby then when she started showing up again on her Facebook, on her live streams, on her videos, on her reels, when she started showing up in her Facebook group, when she started sending emails to her list, when she started selling on sales calls, like all of these things, there was just this completely different frequency to her. She just like knew that she had this amazing thing. She really believed in it. She had complete certainty around it. She just knew it was the absolute ideal, perfect thing for her ideal client or ideal prospect. And so it's like her products just literally like flew off the shelves, and she had so much interest. She was in demand. She had so many messages and DMs from people who were like, I'm interested, like I want to buy, like what can I buy from you? What's your next program? Can I work with you one-on-one? Like all of these things. So this is something that I would highly recommend that you do if you just feel like you're making some sales, you have some clients, but you're like, oh my God, I should be making so many more sales. I should be making so much more money. Like, why is it taking so long? Why is this like not working? Or why is this so slow? If you want more leads, if you want more sales, if you want more clients, literally start building up your level of conviction around your offer. Use those questions that I shared in the beginning and literally write a list. And you'll feel a bit silly doing it, but you're going to build so much belief in what it is that you're selling, so that when you do show up and you're selling on an email, you're jumping on a sales call, you're jumping in a meeting, you're presenting something in a networking event, you just will literally ooze certainty and you will ooze magnetism, and people will be like, I want what she's got, because you will have such strong levels of belief that what you have to offer is going to serve that person. And so you won't even be able to help yourself. You're literally just going to be like raving about your work every single freaking day. And you're going to be raving about your business products and services. And people are going to buy because they can feel that behind you. And it's so critical because we don't want them to have to like buy from, like we need to be sold on us. We can't expect other people to be sold on us when we're not sold on ourselves, right? And we're not sold on our own products and services. So tell me in the comments, how convicted are you? Like, yes, I'm so convicted. I feel so much certainty around my product or service. Or no, I still feel a bit wobbly. And if I'm being really honest, I don't actually have that level of conviction that you were talking about in the video. So tell me yes in the comments or no. I'd love to see what comes up for you. And also let me know if you are going to use one of those lists to build up your level of conviction and belief around what it is that you're selling. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be sharing so many amazing videos like this one around how my clients have multiplied their revenue, how they have broken through their revenue plateau, even if they've been stuck there for freaking years. And I can't wait to have you on for the next video. So make sure to like the video if you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel so that you get notified for the next video, and I will see you for the next time around.